It says coming soon.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
We are live.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Hello, all.
Hello.
Hello everyone.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're all here today to celebrate National Reading Month 2025 and Story Basket, Kindergarten Chronicles, bachpankepitaresebkps, and Little Storytellers have collaborated together as a package to bring reading at your doorstep. And this is just not reading, it improves your vocabulary and then your skills and your mastery over English language. And it is not only restricted to English language, we also welcome you all to read aloud in your own mother language. So, as the beginning of this program, we all would like to do a read aloud. I'm going first. Yes, I'm Padmapriya Suresh from Story Basket, and today going to read a book published by Tulika with due credits to Tulika Publishers and the author Mini Srinivasan and the illustrator Shubham Lakera. I just would love to read aloud this book named I Didn't Understand. Yes, what you did not understand. This story is about a girl called Manu who did not understand three things that happened at school on one particular day. Let's see what it is. He cannot read and write yet. So I am telling this to my teacher and she is writing it down. I cannot read or write yet, but I'm learning to. I take a little extra time to learn because I have an intellectual disability. Those are two big words, right? You people don't understand what is intellectual disability? Or can you relate to it? Okay, let me explain. They mean that it takes me some time to understand things. I need special teaching and plenty of time. But there are some strange things that I did not understand at all. This is the story of three things that happened in my school yesterday. I did not understand them. Maybe you will. So let's see whether you understood. This is Manu playing happily in the swing. And most of the children are not like me, but there are three children in wheelchairs. They cannot walk. And two children are blind. That means they cannot see anything. We six are called the children with special needs. Our school has a special room for us. We also have a special teacher, and we go to our special room every day for 1 hour. Can you see this picture? Where these are special children going to their special room. Yesterday, my special teacher had called me to our special room at 11 o'clock. I love to go there. She teaches me to read and to count. She has many books and games. Time to go, Manna, said my teacher. I cannot read the clock, so my teacher tells me when it's time to go. I can find the special room on my own now. I told my teacher. I was so proud of that. So I took my pencil box and started to go there. But can you see something happening here? And this is Manna, and this is a girl who is just putting her legs out of the table, and here is her shoe. Ta-da, ta-da! Let's see what happened. Mana fell down. Oh my God, ouch. It hurt her. Suddenly, I fell down. I don't know why. I heard someone laughing. It was Shweta from my class. Her foot was sticking out from her desk and she was laughing. Some of the other kids were laughing too. I did not understand why. I was not hurt. I got up and went out. This was the first thing that I did not understand. Mana talks to her best friend. Then, after that, at the break, I was eating lunch near the sandpit. with Zara. Zara is Manna's best friend, you know. Manna shares everything with Zara. Zara is my friend. She's really smart and can speak fast. She can read and write. She's very nice. The little kids had gone home and the sand pit was empty. So, this is the empty sand pit. Only we big kids were around eating our lunch. There was a bird in the tree. It was singing very sweetly. Zara and I were happy, so Mana was enjoying little things during her lunch. Have a bite of my banana, I said to Zara. See how caring Manna is. Suddenly, there was a lot of sand on my banana. I don't know how it came there. Shweta and her friends were standing in the sandpit. They had some sand on their shoes. They laughed a lot. I did not know why. This was the second thing that I did not understand. Come on, Manna, let's go to the music room, said Zara. And she threw away my sandy banana in the garbage bin. She took my hand, pulled me to the music room. I love the music room. I can play the piano a little bit. Zara and I play some tunes. That was nice. So now Manna is again enjoying little things in the music room. After that, it was time for our art class. Take out your watercolors today, said our art teacher. We are going to learn how to paint a waterfall. We all took our watercolor boxes and brushes out of our desks. Hmm. Shweta, what about you? Why aren't you taking your paints out? Our teacher called out loudly. Shweta looked very sad. In the morning, she had laughed so much, and now she was very, very sad. I looked inside her desk. Can you see Manna looking inside Shweta's desk? Huh? Her paints was all broken. The little circles of paint had fallen about and become powder. Her brushes were broken. How did they all break? Some of the others began to laugh. I did not understand why. It was not funny. It was very sad. I went to Shweta's desk. I gave her a hug. I gave her my paints and a brush. Can you see Mana hugging Shweta? And it was that Shweta who just put her legs out of a table when Mana was walking. And it was that Shweta who just threw some sand on Mana's banana. But Mana was kind enough to share her paints. You can share my paints today, I said to her. Shweta looked at me for some time. Then she put her head down on her desk and cried and cried. Sorry, Manna, sorry, she said. Then she looked up at me and smiled. I don't know why she said sorry or why she cried, but I felt happy to see her smile. That was the third thing that I did not understand, said Manna. All these things happened in my school yesterday. I still do not understand them. Do you understand what has happened? I hope you all understood. And this story is the voice of Manna, who has intellectual disability. So now I hope you have understood. And in the comment box, you can also chat what you have understood and who should have behaved how. So thank you, everybody. And now let's move on to the next read aloud by Deepa Ramani, who is the founder of Bachpankepitaresebkps. Welcome, Deepa ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Padma Priya. It was wonderful, beautiful. And can we just pause for a few seconds to check if technically we are sound, if the technology is working in our favor?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is Deepa. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to read aloud from one of my favorite books. This is called as Stories for Kids Who Dare to Be Different. True Tales of Boys and Girls Who Stood Up and Stood Out. It's published by Ben Brooks. It's a beautiful storybook which has a lot of real life tales about children. And in it, I'm going to read about our own the first Indian doctor from India. So, this is a story about Anandi Gopal Joshi. She was born in 1865 and she passed away in 1887. As was common in 19th century India, Anandi married when she was 9 years old and gave birth to a child at the age of 14. Can you believe it? Can we think about it like this today? And 10 days later, the child died. Unfortunately, this was a frequent occurrence in India, where it was difficult to access any medical care at all. Anandi was determined to change that. At 18, she sailed across the ocean to America, where she applied at Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania. I may not have the qualifications you ask for, she wrote in her application. But please, please give me a chance to help my poor suffering countrywomen. They accepted her, and Anandi went on to graduate, becoming the first Indian woman to earn a degree in Western medicine. Queen Victoria sent her a message of congratulations. But all the time she had been studying, Anandi had been battling her own illness. She would feel weak and out of breath, suffering headaches and fevers. The cold, damp climate of Pennsylvania was unfamiliar to her and it made her illness worse. Not long after returning home to Bombay, Anandi died. She was 21 years old. Despite her life being cut short before Anandi was able to fulfill all her goals, she inspired a generation of women to break free of the roles they had traditionally been assigned. Several awards and fellowships in medicine have since been established in her name, and a gigantic crater on the planet Venus is named after her. On what would have been her 153rd birthday, Google changed their logo to a drawing of Anandi clutching her medical diploma. The world has not forgotten India's first female doctor. And until I read this book, I also did not know about Anandi Gopal Joshi. And I feel so proud. So, reading definitely gives us a lot of perspective. It tells us how far we have come as Indian community, as women, isn't it? So, next, I would like to invite Omayal Subramaniam to continue with the read aloud. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm Umayal Subramaniam from Kindergarten Chronicles. Today I am going to read the book The Talking Bird. So, a few birds can talk, parrots, macaws, and we'll see about this bird and how it talks. It was another busy evening in Kolkata's Dalhousie Square. And you can see how busy the street is. It's a beautiful picture book and it is written by Swati Sengupta and the illustration is done by Sayan Mukherjee and the publisher is Tulika. Buses honked, taxis beeped. So everywhere there are sounds, honk, 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 beep, 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 and it's a chaotic evening. People pushed and shoved as they hurried along the footpath. Hawkers shouted, selling all kinds of things. Rumal, Panchtaka, hankies, 5 rupees. So there's one hawker here who's selling. There are three hawkers, and each one is shouting. And there's a mixed noise. T-shirt, Moti Ponchash Taka, T-shirt, only 50 rupees. And there's one selling fruits. We'll see what he's shouting. Aam Kuri Taka kilo, Koop Shoshta, mangoes, 20 rupees a kilo, very cheap. And then there's someone coming home after work. And who's that? Let's see. Coming home from work, Ma was pushing through the crowd and noise. When, what did she see? So she's found something very interesting. See, there's a toy store, and what do you think Ma likes? A beautiful, lovely bird perched on a bird's wing. It was staring at her. Mama stared at the bird, and the bird stared at Mama. Its wings were a bright yellow, body a shining red, with a bright blue neck. Ma had never seen such a bird before. Should she take it for her little tokai? Do you think she should take it for her little one? I think she should take it. So Ma is approaching the hawker and she's asking, how much is that? Ma asked the hawker. Well, guitars, trains, ships, buses, trucks, and all sorts of toys with him. 250 rupees, he replied. And what does Ma say? 250 rupees? Oh my God! For a toy bird on a footpath? Ma was horrified. You put in the 4 batteries and it will repeat what you say. It's a talking bird, the man said. And what else did he say? Madam, this is just one piece of a kind. You won't even find a second one. Not even in Bangkok. Not in Europe also. Not in Australia or Paris or Egypt. Not anywhere at all. And then what happened? Ma thought, okay, now that is too much of a lie. So this guy is trying to cheat me, she thought. She didn't like to spend so much money on toys. Better to buy books or fruits. She started to walk away, hoping that man would call her back and lower the price. But what happened? He's sitting like a king. Okay, he's understood the psychology of Ma. He knows Ma will anyhow get it for her son. So he's sitting like a king. But that bird had settled inside Ma's head. She couldn't stop thinking about it. It was so pretty. And the talking bird too. Tokai would love it. Ma turned back. Give it to me, she said to the toy seller. The man put in 4 batteries and asked her to test it. Tokai, said Ma. Tokai, the bird replied. It brought a smile to Mama's face. Ma gave the money, put the bird in the bag she was carrying, and got onto a bus to go home. She found a window seat right behind the driver. So you can see the bus, blue and yellow, and it's so crowded. And what happens next? You can see the conductor. So what is the conductor saying? Standing by the door, the conductor called out, Park Street, Elgin Road, Bhawanipur, Anwar Shah Road, Tollygunj. And from inside Ma's bag came a shout. Park Street, Elgin Road, Bhawanipur, Anwar Shah Road, Tollygunj. Now, who do you think that was? Yes, it was the bird.
Bird.
And now the conductor is very puzzled. He's asking, now, who's that? Demanded the conductor. Now, repeated the bird. And people started giggling. Everyone is laughing in the bus. Ma's face turned red. So Ma is sort of feeling bad. She quickly put her hand inside the bag and tried to take out the batteries. But no matter how hard she tried, they wouldn't come out. They were so tightly fitted. And now, seeing everybody laughing in the bus, the driver is involved. He's turned around. And let's see what he says. What is happening, Bulu? The driver asked the conductor. What's happening, Bulu? The bird repeated. The driver looked at Maha. The sound was definitely coming from her. Who's mimicking us, Naru? Bulu asked the driver. Who's mimicking us, Naru? Asked the bird. Ha 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 ha. The bus was filled with laughter. The tall man in the blue shirt, the short woman in the red sari, another one with a basket of vegetables, a little boy in an yellow kurta, the big man with a funny mustache. Everyone started laughing. So that is the sound, the bus. And all the laughing sound, the bird is again repeating. Ha 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 ha. The bird laughed. By now, Bulu and Naru were very angry. All the passengers were laughing at them. Naru stopped the bus in the middle of the road, in the middle of the busy Dalhousie. So as you see, so the bird has stopped the bus and a traffic jam is created. Bulu and Naru came up to Ma, rolling their eyes. So they're looking at her like this. Didi, what's inside your bag? Show us. Take it out. And they're getting an echo. Show us. Take it out. The bird was unstoppable. Everyone in the bus turned to look at Ma. What would come out of the bag? So there's a chaos inside the bus. There's chaos outside the bus. Outside on the road, there was a pandemonium. Buses and cars, taxis and scooters. It's all noise. Beep, 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 beep. Honk, 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 honk. Bumped into each other, hooting and beeping. And there's now a policeman who's involved. Move, move. The chief minister will be leaving the writers' building any time now. Other ministers and officers also. Is this the time to create a traffic jam? Shouted a policeman, jumping into the bus with his walkie-talkie. Is this the time to create a traffic jam? The bird shot back. What? Who said that? Shouted the policeman. What? Who said that? Repeated the bird. Pushing aside the excited crowd of people, the policeman went towards the sound. He came and stood in front of Ma. Madam, he said, you have something in your bag. What is it? What is it? It's the bird. So now the bird's been pulled out of the handbag by Ma. Poor Ma. She put her hand inside the bag and pulled out the colorful bird. Ah, said the people. Ah, said the bird. And then she's now talking to the policeman. This is a toy bird. I just bought it for my son. It repeats what it hears. Please understand. It is not my fault, said Ma. Not my fault, repeated the bird. Oh, it is. Is it? The policeman said. Oh, it is? Is it? The bird said. Oh, thought the policeman. I know how to trap this bird. So the policeman has got a great idea. It's a bird's fault, he said smartly. It's a bird's fault, agreed the bird. Now that the bird had owned up to its mischief, the policeman let Ma, Bulu, Naru, and the bus go. But he took the bird to the police station. Ma was sorry she couldn't keep the bird, but she did not want to argue with the policeman. The crowd stared as the policeman went off, holding a colorful toy in his hand. and a walkie-talkie in another, in the middle of the busy Dalhousie Road. So Ma has gone home without the toy, and the next day, around the same time, in the same place, while returning home from office, Ma heard the same hawker crying out, "Talking bird, 250 rupees only. This is just one piece of a kind. You won't find a second one in Bangkok, Europe, Australia, Paris, or Egypt." Ma smiled and took out the money, but this time she made sure that the toy seller did not fix the batteries. She would go home and do it herself. And we come to the end of the story.
Wonderful, wonderful. That kept us laughing, thinking about what next. I think that is the fun of reading when you
Yeah.
read aloud.
So many
Read aloud.
people think that reading is boring and
Yes,
it is sort of a chore. But reading can be really fun and
fun.
it is a fun way of learning.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mayal, for
We
reading
were
that.
laughing
And
continuously. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. We were able to
and
picturize. You took us to Calcutta and taught us some Bengali words also. Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Even
Hmm.
little
so now
children
I ask
sometimes
me,
behave like this, no?
uh, yeah,
Yeah.
Even little children will, when they start talking, they start
Hmm.
learning
Repeating.
how to
repeating.
talk and repeat
Mm.
everything.
Yes,
So that
yes,
repetition is so much helpful to
yes.
understand, to
To learn
grasp.
new words
Yeah,
Yes,
also.
that's true. Wonderful.
beautiful.
And now I hand over to Nina Girish for her read aloud.
Okay. So, hello all. I'm Neena Girish, founder of Little Storytellers. So, I have taken a story from this book, Paws, Whisker, Feathers, and Wonders. It's a stories of hope for little hearts. It's a story resource book by Kathashtakam Global Storytellers Collective. And the story that I've selected is written by Vrushali Barbare, the founder of Enlit Kids. Why I selected the story? Because the story is about Champ. I love him, a beagle. I have seen him. I met him when I was there in Pune. So this is a story of Wiggly Tail of Champ the beagle. So I think you can see there are three dogs. So one beagle is there. In tender ways, kindness shows to creatures big and those who pose. Through a gentle touch, compassion flows in every heart where empathy grows. What a beautiful way to begin a story. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, a tiny beagle pup named Champ was born. With floppy ears and curious eyes, Champ embarked on a journey of discovery each day. Each day brought new adventures as Champ explored the meadows, chased butterflies, and rolled in the sweet scented grass. Champ's best friend was a mischievous poodle named Bria, who would playfully tease Champ by darting up the hills. Despite Bria's antics, the two formed an unbreakable bond, spending hours together under the warm sun. One day, while chasing butterflies, they saw a small, timid pup. It was a scruffy little Labrador. Holding its head down, it was meekly following a huge and strange faced man. Champ, Bria, and the butterfly stopped running and watched. "That's Bella," the butterfly said, alighting on Champ's nose. "And that's Mr. Grimes. Bella lives a life of fear and sorrow. Her owner, Mr. Grimes, is an ill tempered man who treats her with cruelty and neglect. Bella spends her days cowering in a cage outside their tiny house," the butterfly reported. Mr. Grimes was pulling Bella's leash harshly. "Walk fast, you little creature!" Mr. Grimes yelled at Bella. Weak and frail, Bella was barely able to catch up with Mr. Grimes. Poor little Bella. Her eyes were filled with sadness. After all, she was only a small pup. We should do something, Cham said to Bria. Let's follow them. The two friends, brave and compassionate as they were, followed Bella at a distance. They saw Mr. Grims lock Bella in a cage outside his house and leave. Champ and Bria sneaked towards the cage, scared Bella curled up in a corner. Hey, Bella, don't be scared, said Champ. I am Champ and this is Bria. We are your friends and we are here to help you. Champ's reassuring voice made Bella's face beam with hope. See, the three of them near the cage. Mr. Grims is not a good man, whined Bella. He doesn't give me enough food or water. He keeps me outdoors even through the cold winter nights. And if I make even the slightest sound, he trashes me. Bella began to weep. Champ and Bria felt very sad for Bella. They could feel her pain and decided to set Bella free. During the night, while the whole city slept, the two dogs launched into action. Champ slipped out of his house, met Bria, and the two dogs carefully made their way to Mr. Grimm's house. Champ squeezed into Bella's cage through a slightly wide gap between the bars, while Bria kept a watch on Mr. Grimm's. With a gentle nudge, Champ woke Bella from her fitful sleep. Her eyes widened in surprise and uncertainty, but Champ's comforting presence calmed her down. Champ carefully led Bella out of the cage and using their knee senses, Champ and Bria navigated the dimly lit streets. Bella followed them, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and hope. That night they stayed together at Champ's house. The next morning, Champ's paw parent found three of them, all cuddled together. What a surprise! He exclaimed. He got to know about Bella's plight and Champ and Bria's night adventure. What a brave act of kindness, he said as he patted all three of them lovingly. He reported the incident to the local authorities and Mr. Grims was brought to justice. In the following weeks, Champ, Bria, and Bella formed an unbreakable bond. Their friendship and kindness helped Bella overcome her fear, and she began to blossom into a playful and joyful pup. They spent their days exploring the hills, basking in the warmth of their newly found freedom. So this is all about Champ and his friends. The way the little beagle was compassionate about finding and tracing. I think this is something that our children also can resonate. Even us as adults, I think these animals and nature teaches us a lot. So this was, see, and while reading also there were many words that came across, you know highlighting certain things, word building vocabularies. What else do you think we can do about, because we are celebrating National Reading Month, and those who are watching us, we all want to tell us, we are doing this live because to tell you how reading can be fun. Reading is fun, actually. Fun way learning to read. And of course, without reading, we won't be able to write anything. So reading is important, be it an adult, an elderly person, or even a kid. Reading is very much important. Otherwise, what happens is, when we go to a new place, we are not aware of how to read. We should, in fact, we should know, try to learn as much as languages we can. It helps us to read and connect. So that's about celebrating National Reading Month, celebrating the visionary, the man behind the library movement in India, whose vision and mission was to enhance people, especially their reading skills. And through reading, I think it's something that enhances our communication, confidence, and also our personality. So I thoroughly enjoyed doing this reading. And what else? I'll hand over to my other friends to express their views on reading. And before that, I will request parents that if you're eager to, make sure that your child does well in reading or anything, we are there, all four of us there to help you. Yeah, so let me go. We can start.
Audience, if you want to read a book, be a child or adult, doesn't matter. Pick a book of your choice in your own mother language or English, and then do contact us. We'll be giving you the details in the comment section, and then we will reach out to you. You can also join us in this drive for next week. Why can't you be a
Yes.
good reader
Yes.
next week? So,
Deepa.
Deepa, you have something to say?
Yeah, next Friday we'll have a different activity, everything related to
Mhm.
reading, promoting reading. So, what are you waiting for? Register for next week, next Friday, same time.
Maya.
Oh,
And reading is something that takes us to places without moving away from our own homes. So today we visited Kolkata, we visited a school, we visited
Yeah.
a garden with puppies, and we
No.
visited the past,
Yes.
Anandi Bai Joshi. So there are
Yes.
four different timelines we have visited today. And if you also would like to, visit places without even
But
moving out of your house, you have to contact us to register for this workshop.
yes. And for all those who think, the registration, why this fees? So it's about the activities, the time, the activities that is being prepared. It's not that something. What do you say to add on? So there is lot of effort and planning behind this time efforts. So please make sure that you're part of this. If you're happy to be here and laugh like we laughed, and there were other emotions going through our mind when each of us was reading. It was a kind of curiosity to know what will happen to Britta Bella. And then there was the eagerness to know who Anandi was, who lost her life
And
very
sympathy
early.
for Manna.
Yes, Manna, and then the bringing out the compassionate viewpoint when Manna was narrating why she's like that, and who helped her later, and all those things. So every story, every reading had something different, some messages to carry. But at the end, it was fun reading. So next week, we hope that we'll have more audience to join us and enjoy reading, because reading is fun.
Next
happy
week it will be a
reading!
happy reading. Next week it will be a closed room workshop only for those who register. So
Register.
it's not
Yes.
only reading, it's reading with lots and lots of activities.
Yes.
So do register and let's meet next week. Thank you everyone for this
Thank you.
wonderful read aloud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.